two points really stuck out that I want to dive a bit deeper on if I can. The first one, which was interesting, is, and I struggle with this too, is it's comfortable. It's feels good when you're in a job, even if it's a job that you don't feel confident or comfortable or happy with. It feels tough to resign and to just move and find something else. You did it though. And I think that's
Yeah,
something that obviously takes a ton of guts, of gusto. Can you dive a little bit deeper into, that decision point? And obviously that was a good decision because you were able to continue to move up in your professional career and acumen after the fact. But gosh, that was a tough decision.
it was. The easy decision was to sit there and just kind of mire myself into, these days we call it a toxic environment, et cetera. And I made a decision just to make a clean break and take I stayed in the industry, but I was able to leverage relationships I had in the industry to get a different job in a different role, different company. And that was the right decision to make at the time. That's what set me on my trajectory, is because that change got me out of being, in a very toxic environment where I was never going to succeed, and get out and kind of break away and demonstrate some of my what I bring to the table on from a skills level to a business, and allowed me to become exposed to more people in the industry, get outside of my comfort zone, and also build relationships. And so I'm a firm believer in building relationships from a career perspective. There's some folks I've worked with in the industry. No, you don't want to deal with anybody because you want to keep everything tight so that there's no secrets, and you don't need to be helping people out. But what I've found is that doing, being respectful, and when someone's in need, providing some support, even if they're with a competitor, has paid off dramatically, both not only from me personally, but also from my employer's benefit. My employer was able to benefit from some of those relationships and drawing on those relationships. And I've done the same thing politically too, with on on the government affairs side, you support, help support a politician, whether it's financially or provide support for them to advance some initiative of theirs. They remember that, and then when you need some support, they're there to help. And it's and a lot of I've been criticized sometimes of being too nice to people and too helpful, but it goes back to, it's there's a saying that escapes me right now, but sometimes just kind of paying it forward, or whatever you want to call it, but just trying to create that sense of trust and engagement, uh, and knowing that other people will come to you, having faith that other people will come to you when you need them in your life. And I would tell you, every time I've taken a change, it's been and that change has been successful because of the relationships that I've built with people outside of kind of my internal network, for lack of a better phrase.
How old were your kids when you made that move?
Uh, the first one, the big move I made was, so my son would have been 11, and my daughter was 10 at that time. So my son was in fifth grade, my daughter was in fourth grade.
Yeah, immense pressure. You
Yeah,
mentioned you mentioned a couple times, Paul, faith. What role does or does not faith play in both your decisions you made back then and your life now?
it makes there's a lot of, it factors a lot into every decision I make. I don't do, I pray quite a bit. I pray daily, if not multiple times a day, and for guidance. And my faith is what drives me on some of the decisions I make. And, and it's not, I'm waiting for a word, or word from God or something like that. It just provides that knowledge to me, and that whatever decision I make, obviously I'm making it, and it's not from I can't say it's from divine intervention or divine guidance, but I don't. It gives me that, basically, to recenter myself, and making those decisions. it's not about me. It's about everything, and that gives me by just simply sitting down and saying a prayer has been able to help me just take a pause and make sure I'm considering everything in that thought process instead of making a rash decision.
I've kind of been on this faith journey for the past year or so and really diving deeply into it. And as I, like you, would pray once, twice a day, it was always a thank you this, thank you that, but I would feel guilty saying, would you provide for me and would you help me to move up in life? A colleague and a good friend of mine told me to read the prayer of Jabez. I'm not sure if you've heard of that at all.
I've
But
heard of it,
basically
but
what it is,
go on.
no, no, you're fine. It's in Chronicles, First Chronicles, and basically what it is Jabez. It's only listed once in the Bible. Is a very troubled individual, and he prayed to God, "Will you bless me? Not thank you, not anything else. Bless me. Uh, Help me expand my territory. Guide me with your hand and keep me free from evil and from the devil." And those four things, God said, yes, absolutely. And that book, if you haven't read it, I highly recommend, basically says it's okay to ask to be blessed so that you can go forward and do the Lord's work, which is absolutely a perfect change for me because now I can say, hey, can you bless me by bringing Paul Granson into this world so we can share your message, sir? So those kind of things, I think they're really paying off.
Yeah, I agree, and I do ask for guidance. I ask for strength. I ask for blessings. Um, and I do, but also give thanks. But also I confess that I'm a sinner too at the same time, and that's why I need His strength and guidance. And the and that's guided me and strengthened me and given me confidence throughout all the ups and downs of my career. And I take all my successes and give credit to my faith, and I use my faith when it's the darkest to pull me out.